Toby Keith, country singer-songwriter, dies at 62 of stomach cancer. Toby Keith, the popular country maker of pro-Americana anthems who both irritated critics and was beloved by millions of fans, has died. He was 62. The shouldn't-been a cowboy singer-songwriter who suffered from stomach cancer died peacefully Monday surrounded by his family, according to a statement posted on the country singer's website. He fought his battle with grace and courage, the statement said. In 2022, he announced his cancer diagnosis. The 6'4" singer rose to fame during the country boom years of the 1990s, writing songs that fans loved to listen to. During his career, he clashed publicly with other celebrities and journalists and often fought back against record company executives who wanted to smooth out his rough edges. He was known for his overt patriotism in post-9/11 songs like Courtesy of the Red, White and Blue, and rollicking bar tunes like I Love This Bar and Red Solo Cup. He had a powerful, loud voice, an ironic sense of humor, and a range that spanned both love songs and drinking songs. His 20-1 Billboard hits included How Do You Like Me Now?, As Good As I Ever Was, My List, and Beer for My Horses, a duet with Willie Nelson. He was influenced by other working-class songwriters such as Merle Haggard and scored more than 60 singles on the Hot Country chart during his career. While undergoing cancer treatment, Keith continued to perform, most recently performing in Las Vegas in December. He also performed at the 2023 People's Choice Awards, performing his song Don't Let the Old Man In. Cancer is a roller coaster, he told Cook during an interview that aired last month. You just sit there and wait for it to go away. It may never go away. As a young man, Keith worked as a laborer in the oil fields of Oklahoma and then played semi-professional football before pursuing a career as a singer. I write about life and I sing about life, and I don't analyze too much, Keith told the Associated Press in 2001 after the success of his song I'm Just Talking About Tonight. Keith learned good lessons from the booming oil fields that toughened him up, but also showed him the value of money. The money to be made was incredible, Keith told the Tap in 1996. I graduated from high school in 1980, and in December 1979 I was given this job, $50,000 a year. I was 18 years old, but the domestic oil industry collapsed, and Keith was unable to escape. It broke us, he said, so I just found out. This time I took care of my money. He spent a couple of seasons as a defensive back with the Oklahoma City Drillers, but he made a steady living playing music with his band on the red dirt roads of Oklahoma and Texas. Throughout this whole time, the only constant we had was music, he said. But it's hard to sit down and say, I'm going to make a fortune singing or writing music. I didn't have any contact. His path eventually led him to Nashville, where he caught the attention of Mercury Records head Harold Shedd, who was best known as the producer of the popular band Alabama. Shedd brought him to Mercury, where he released his platinum debut album, Toby Keith, in 1993. Should Have Been a Cowboy, his breakthrough hit, was played on radio stations 3 million times, making it the most popular country song of the 1990s. But the label's focus on global star Shania Twain overshadowed the rest of the lineup, and Keith felt executives were trying to push him in a pop direction. They tried to force me to compromise, and I led a miserable existence, Keith told The Hap. Everyone tried to turn me into something I wasn't. After a series of albums that included hits such as Who's That Man? And a cover of Sting's I'm So Happy I Can't Stop Crying, Keith moved to DreamWorks Records in 1999. It was then that his multi-week hit How Do You Like Me Now? Took off and became his first song to reach the top 40 charts. In 2001, he won Male Vocalist of the Year and Album of the Year at the Academy of Country Music Awards, exclaiming from the stage, I've been waiting for this for a long time. 9 years. Keith often kept his politics secret, especially after the terrorist attacks on our soil in 2001. And he initially said he was a conservative Democrat, but later said he was an independent. He has played at events for Presidents George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump, the latter awarding him the National Medal of Arts in 2021. His songs and his harsh opinions sometimes earned him controversy, which he seemed to seek. His 2002 song Courtesy of the Red, White and Blue, the angry American threatened, We'll put a boot up your ass? That's the American way. To anyone who dared mess with America, The song was removed from ABC's patriotic 4th of July special after producers deemed it too angry for the show. Singer-songwriter Steve Earle called Keith's song indulging people's worst instincts at a time when they are hurt and scared. There was then a feud between Keith and the Chicks, formerly the Dixie Chicks, who became the target of Keith's ire when singer Natalie Maines told the crowd they were ashamed of then President George W. Bush. Maines also previously called Keith's song clueless. Keith, who has previously said he supports the freedom of any artist to express their views on politics, used a doctored photograph of Maines depicting Saddam Hussein at his concerts, further angering fans. Maines responded by wearing a shirt with the letters "fuck" on stage at the 2003 ACM Awards, which many felt was a vulgar message towards Keith. Keith, who admitted to holding a grudge, left the 2003 ACM Awards early because he was snubbed in previous categories, causing him to miss the ceremony when he was announced as Entertainer of the Year. Vince Gill accepted the offer on his behalf. He returned the following year and won the top prize for the second year in a row, as well as Best Male Vocalist and Album of the Year for Shock and Yaw. However, his pro-war stance was not just fodder for songs. He made 18 USO tours to visit and play for the troops. During his career, he also helped raise millions for charities, including building a home in Oklahoma City for children with cancer and their families. After Universal Music Group acquired DreamWorks, Keith started over, opening his own label, Show Dog, in 2005 with record executive Scott Borchetta, who at the same time launched his own label, Big Machine. Probably 75% of the people in this town think I'll fail, and the other 25% hope I fail. He said that same year. The label later became Show Dog Universal Music, and its members included Keith, Trace Adkins, Joe Nichols, Josh Thompson, Clay Walker and Phil Vassar. His later hits included Love Me If You Can, She Never Cried Before Me and Red Solo Cup. In 2015, he was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. In November 2022, performance rights organization BMI honored him with the BMI Icon Award, months after announcing his stomach cancer diagnosis. I've always felt like songwriting is the most important part of this whole industry, Keith told a crowd of fellow singers and songwriters.